Hello users, and welcome back to another installation of Above It All, the series in which I tell you my political predictions and how wrong they will be in about 36 hours from now. So the next set of primaries is tomorrow. We have Idaho, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, and Washington. Now, only 3 of these states have polling that I can see on Real Clear Politics. And of those 3 states, Biden is winning. 2 of them, Biden is winning tremendously in these polling and these polls. And that's horrifying. That's really horrifying. Washington is going to be close, but I'm going to give you my predictions on how these states will go. I think Idaho will go for Sanders. If I remember correctly, they went for Sanders by a pretty decent margin last time. I think Michigan, I'll do Michigan last. I'm going to do this Family Feud style. I'm going to save Michigan for last. Pass. Mississippi, honestly, I don't know enough about Mississippi. I think it's probably a 90% chance it goes to Biden. Missouri, I'm under the impression Missouri isn't necessarily out of play, but at the same time, I think Biden's going to win. I think Bernie maybe will outpoll the polling, but I don't think it's going to be enough. North Dakota, honestly, I just don't know much about at all. I think Washington's going to break for Sanders though. And if we go back to Michigan, Michigan's the big one. Michigan is the one we need to win. If Bernie loses Michigan, it's one of those things where I just feel like I don't know if there's any coming back from that. I mean, if Bernie can get within 5 points in Michigan, I mean, there's still a race going on. But he's got the problem. I saw this Michigan poll, and I would display it, but I'm a bad YouTuber, so I don't have it open. But I saw this Michigan poll saying that everyone basically that was polled agrees with Sanders more on the issues, and the only thing where Biden wins in a landslide is can beat Donald Trump. And I feel like if the media is successful in gaslighting us into thinking that Biden is the only way we can beat Donald Trump, and then he actually loses, it's just Jesus Christ. Just thinking about it is just awful. And that's really the only thing that Biden is coasting on is Obama coattails and I can beat Donald Trump. And it's just I don't think he can. And that's the thing. It's like if you look at Biden speak, it's pretty clear he can't. It's clear that he cannot beat Donald Trump outside of some sort of miracle. And we also have to keep in mind that the polling for Michigan last cycle, I believe Bernie outpolled the polling by 38 points. I think that was the number, 30 something. So, if we look on Real Clear and use that as a precedent, we can only hope, right? We can only hope. But it's horrifying. This is nail-biting shit right here. I don't, if I'm going to do a prediction, I would like to be optimistic and say Bernie's going to win, but in all honesty, I don't know. I really don't know. Not to mention that California hasn't even finished counting their ballots, so we don't even know the real delegate count. Keep in mind, I think also Colorado hasn't allocated all their delegates yet either. So, who knows what the delegate... we are currently basically in a tie right now, but who knows? It's one of those things where who knows? How we're going to be after this Tuesday's polling. My theory here is that a lot of Biden's firewall that we were told so much about has kicked in, but his firewall is mostly out. There's not many southern states left. So, I mean, if Bernie wins Michigan, he's probably going to win Wisconsin. If you look at the Real Clear polling for Wisconsin, it's another big one. Bernie is in the lead with a pretty comfortable margin. Ohio, there's no polling on. Who the fuck knows? Ohio's another big one. Florida, I think, is impossible for Bernie to win. Illinois, I think Bernie can win. But, like, he needs to win Michigan, man. If he gets... Okay, so theoretically, if Biden wins every single primary, like, just the narrative alone is destructive. It's awful. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Biden won a shitload of primaries on Super Tuesday, but Bernie won California. And that's got, like, more delegates than almost every other state combined. Not really, but, you know, it's got a lot of fucking delegates, okay? It's got a lot of delegates. So, I mean, it's still good news. Anyone that understands anything about politics knows that California is huge. But if Bernie loses every state tomorrow, if he were to win one state and only one state, I want that to be Michigan. I do think if he wins Michigan, he'll probably also win Washington just by nature of Washington being way closer. You know what I mean? I think Idaho is definitely in play for Bernie. I don't know enough about North Dakota. Maybe I should have researched that before making this video, honestly. But I'm an amateur, so what are you expecting? But Michigan's the one where everyone's eyeballs are on Michigan. If Bernie can win Michigan, I think it definitely resets the race in a very particularly important way. If Biden wins Michigan, the race isn't over, but it'll be one fucking hell of a hill to climb. So much so that it might as well be over, I think. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous as ever-loving fuck right now. I am nervous as fucking shit. And if y'all got news, post them in the comments. If y'all have any information whatsoever that is contrary to my inkling here, let me know, because I want to be optimistic, and I'm slowly losing my optimism. So again, if you're watching this before the primaries happen, phone bank, text bank, tell your friends, call your friends and family, make your own YouTube videos, tweet constantly, get the word out. Biden is not your guy. His brain is falling out of his fucking eyeballs on live television. He's to the right of Trump on trade. He's to the right of Trump on things like fucking... My point here is Trump will run to the left on things like criminal justice as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say that Biden is to the right of Trump, but the way the general election will play is Trump has done enough of these single solitary things that he can point to that. And Biden wrote the crime bill. Biden deported record amounts in the Obama administration, deported record amounts of immigrants. Like, Trump will use this, and will use it effectively, and Biden is not equipped mentally to fight back on that. That's my point. You just gotta tell everyone you know about this. Like, seriously, I'm depressed at this moment when it comes to politics. Hopefully in 36 hours, things will be different. Hopefully. I still am optimistic, but I'm a tacit optimist. Or not tacit, tepid optimist. And again, if you have any information that goes against what I'm saying here, let me know. But I do think Michigan is a must-win. And the optimist in me is saying Bernie will win. But the realist in me is saying, honestly, who the fuck knows? But I do think Bernie winning Washington and Idaho, I think those are going to be important too, of course. But, and of course, if he wins Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Wisconsin over Michigan, that's 3 out of 4 swing states, it's totally, it can, but those are just too late. Pennsylvania's in April. Ohio and Wisconsin, I think Ohio's on March 17th, right? But Wisconsin's in April as well. And it's just how much damage can be done in that time is telling. But yeah, Michigan is super important. Washington is important. And I'm not saying the rest are unimportant. If you live in any of the states, you gotta vote. Bring your whole family to vote. Do whatever the fuck you can. Bring your dog to vote. You know what I mean? Get everything out there because it is proportional delegation. So it's you can't say, oh, Biden's going to win, so I might as well not even try. You have to vote for those proportional delegates. It is required, but at the same time, it's nerve wracking. It's nerve wracking. So I might amend this tomorrow. If anything comes out 24 hours and not 36 hours from now, I might amend this. But this is my day before the March 10th primaries. March 10th primary prediction. Let me know what you think.